What's up, everyone? Welcome back to this show that you all know and love. And it's a sad day here because for maybe only the second time in our history, our short history, we don't have a new episode of a Marvel show to talk about. And I'm very distraught right now. I'm very out of it. I think this is going to be a bad episode. Evan, what do you think? And introducing Evan too. Welcome to the show, Evan.
This is the co-host, Evan.
Yes.
Outlook, so good, I say. You thought I was going to say Outlook not so good.
Mm-hmm.
Outlook, so good.
Yeah.
Outlook, good.
Yeah.
I think that this will, we don't have a Marvel show to either, condemn with our faint praise or to, I guess, whatever the opposite of that is.
Mm-hmm.
But we've freed ourselves from the formula. We're moving out of the I want to hold your hand phase, and now we're into the Sergeant Pepper phase.
Right. Nonetheless, we will persevere, I think, is the message. We don't need Marvel to hold our hand anymore. We're free from them. We are
We don't need that MCU.
Yeah. I mean, I really feel like this is going to be a different show moving forward now. And with that being said, would you like to talk about the news of how we're getting a Captain America 4?
Well, is there that much news to say? There's a lot of noise outside my window.
I know it's windy here too. I hope no one hears that. But if you're annoyed by that, frankly, that's on you, not us. So
it is. It really
carry
is.
on.
We really basically said we're getting a Captain America 4, but in this one, Captain America will not be played by the Chris Evans that we know and love.
The guy.
He will be played by another actor. What's his name?
Anthony Macaroon.
And his name entirely blanked on me.
It's okay.
But new Captain America, the former Falcon, is now stepping into the Captain America shoes. So we're getting a new Captain America. We're getting a new Black Panther. We're going to have basically a new Avengers lineup soon. A new Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson was canceled.
Brie Larson got canceled.
Oh, you were saying new. Were you talking about Miss Marvel?
No, Monica Rambeau.
Oh, sure. Yeah, maybe. We don't know what's going to happen in Captain Marvel too. Good point.
I actually meant Miss Maisel.
Oh, Miss Maisel. Okay.
Marvel Miss Maisel, which isn't part of the MCU, from what I've heard. I didn't see the show, so you can't sell me on it.
I haven't either. So yeah, new Avengers lineup. We really couldn't resist talking about going like more than 1 minute without talking about Marvel news. So I'm sorry to everyone who had their hopes up. It's being written by the same guy that wrote Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So maybe that's cool. Maybe you disliked the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I personally am excited to see a new Captain America movie. I think the Captain America movies are some of the best movies in Marvel. Obviously,
I think the second one is
yes. Yeah, Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Captain America 1, I thought it was nice that it's like it kind of has that same, like, if you've ever seen the movie The Rocketeer, it's got like that same, it's like a comic book, it's the 40s, and that's kind of fun for like the first hour. And it's got that going for it, the first one. And I think the third one, I don't know, I remember it being pretty,
it's more of an Avengers movie.
Yeah, it's just like there's a lot going on. And I mean, not to say like it was hard to follow or something like that, but it's just like, yeah, there's so much going on. It felt a little unfocused.
Hmm.
There was no with a lot of these films, especially building up towards Infinity War, and that's why I think the future looks a lot better. Is that leading up to Infinity War, a lot of these movies got to be these. They've got Wikipedia article syndrome, as I just made up, where the movie feels like someone's just like reading you a description of what happens.
Hmm.
There's not a lot of like narrative flourish to it, or
Sure.
uh, really anything that kind of makes it stand out. I mean, I remember what happens in the plot, but outside of that, there's really not much compelling to say about a lot of these movies. And I think Captain America 4, that's why I kind of am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a lot of the upcoming Marvel films because, we just had Endgame, we just killed off a lot of characters.
Yeah.
I think it's decompression time,
Hmm.
which is good. That,
Yeah.
that,
We
that, that airs
we
to the good side.
and Natalie Portman is gonna become Thor now too. I think in Thor: Love and Thunder, not Love or not just one of them. Love and Thunder at the same
Thor,
time.
Love and Thunder.
Hmm. What if
Thor
it
Love
was?
and Thor Thunder.
Yeah. What if it was just called like Thor Thunder? Would you be like, I'm more excited for this?
Maybe it'll be Thor Love, and it'll be like the Beatles Love, the Cirque du Soleil show.
Or like don't they say love in like tennis?
Oh, so like Thor Zero.
Yeah, maybe Thor's retiring from the Avengers and gonna play tennis.
And maybe we're gonna have the all-female Avengers coming up.
Right. Yeah, that'll be a good thing to see the discourse for that on Twitter.
That'll be a fun day on Twitter when that's announced.
yeah. And it probably will come someday too. Because we had a movie like Birds of Prey with DC.
Yeah,
Marvel hasn't done
that's what
anything
I'm
like that.
guessing they're gonna try to like lean towards, or we're gonna see like another Avengers team up, but
Yeah.
it's all women.
Yeah.
So
And they're definitely introducing more, the female superheroes. Like you mentioned Monica Rambeau and Black Widow. Obviously she fell off a
she
cliff, but
inspired. She
yeah,
gave
but she's like getting her own movie. Even though they waited till after she died and she was in like 10 other movies, but now she has her own movie. Um Captain Marvel,
Disney's
Miss
getting woker
Marvel
by the
show.
second.
Yeah. Wanda. Is she a hero? Is she a villain? We don't know.
Anti-hero.
Yeah. Um
Well, not really an anti-hero. At the end, we're kind of meant to believe that what she did was ultimately justified. So
yeah, but she messed some people up and they're gonna be like that the rest of their life. I've been thinking about that one.
yeah, she ruined the lives of a whole town. True,
Yeah.
but
And
what superhero hasn't?
true. That's
The other
also
ones
very
have like
true.
murdered whole towns.
Yeah. Um okay, so Captain America 4, it's happening. Um it's gonna star Anthony Mackie and most likely Sebastian Stan. I wonder how what was
By
that?
that time, Disney will have the power to just stream this movie directly to the inside of your eyelids, so you
Mhm.
don't have to worry about going to the theater to see it.
Yeah. We are now joined by Batman, who he has a opinion on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he says, "I just wish John Walker
Well,
not Bat
why are you whispering? And why is
because I'm
Batman
Batman,
whispering?
because I'm Batman."
Does Batman whisper a lot?
He has a deep like whisper voice.
I thought you were going to do like the gravel voice. That's what everyone always does.
Uh, like
Like,
that. Maybe I should have stuck to doing Baron Zemo instead of Batman. Um,
stick to impressions.
yeah. I imagine Sebastian Stan's going to be in this a lot, but what I do wonder is the stuff that they teased at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, will John Walker be back? Will uh Zemo be back? Will Sharon Carter be back? I don't know.
I think John Walker will be back. I mean, they were like the world needs
Yeah,
a U.S. agent. It
I
would
just
be
meant
really
more in this
funny if they
movie.
said it would be funny if they said the world needs a U.S. agent, and then like in the title crawl for the next one, they say John Walker was killed in battle.
You know how they say Spider-Man will return in Avengers Infinity War or whatever.
Spider-Man was killed on his way back to his home planet.
John Walker was decapitated and after being held prisoner of war for 10 years.
John Walker was hit by a bus after that, directly after the meeting with Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
John Walker got the death penalty.
Yeah, someone goes, "Hey, what about that guy who you committed an extrajudicial murder of? You decapitated him with your shield." He goes, "No, I didn't."
No, it was a fake video. Um all right, so that's Captain America. I want to talk about a show Evan has not watched, but I need to talk about it for like 5 minutes or so. The finale for Invincible aired last night, today. It was put on Amazon Prime, and it's incredible. This show is so good. If you are not watching it, I tweeted you're a loser. To which all my followers, got very mad at me for some reason.
I
Um,
think Jose Canseco unfollowed you over
he
that.
did. He was very. He that was the one that sent him over the edge.
And not everything else we've said about Jose Canseco over our time here.
Yeah. Um, but I'm legitimately like this show, the way they like flesh out all the characters. It's all the characters, even the real minor ones. It's called Invincible. The main hero is named Invincible, and he's like a teenage, Peter Parker, but it's less of those stereotypes than you would think, like of being a teen superhero. But when they do have those stereotypes, it is still very, very good. Just a really I I haven't been watching like much TV shows recently, but this one, I don't know what drew me to it. I don't know if it was the superhero thing or what, because there's so much superhero stuff we watch, but this show, at the end of the first episode, you will want to watch the rest of the show in one sitting. And I was just so excited for a new episode every week. There's 8 episodes, all on Amazon Prime Video. Go watch it if you haven't. Yeah, I want to shout out our friend Justin Turner, who listens to the show, and I text him about this show a bunch. I think he kind of got me on the train once he talked to me about it. But I mean, it is just so incredible. And Evan, if you just watch the first episode, and you'll see what I mean.
What's the setup for this show? Tell me.
Okay, so it's basically J.K. Simmons plays Omni Man. He's basically the he's like the Superman on Earth in this Earth, and he's something called a Viltrumite, which is basically
Okay.
like he has powers, and he's the most powerful superhero. He can basically, like, this guy's kind of unkillable, like Superman, and his son, Mark Grayson, who is voiced by Stephen Yoon, who a lot of people probably know, for his recent buzz in a bunch of different things. I haven't seen Minari, but I've heard it's awesome. Um, he plays Mark Grayson, and he's like 17, 18, and he is waiting to get his powers. And he usually should have had his powers by now. It takes him a little bit to get his powers, but he does finally get them. And there's basically, there's this team called the Guardians of the Globe. There's a lot of other superheroes in this world, and there's also teen superheroes that Mark meets up with. We have people like Jason Mantzoukas doing the voices. Um, Andrew Rannells plays. He's not a superhero, but he's a friend of Mark. Sandra Oh is Debbie, Mark's mom. Just Seth Rogen's in it for a little bit. I can't. I can't even Mahershala Ali's in a couple episodes. Just an
So
awesome cast,
all
and
star
it's what was that?
all-star cast.
All-star voice cast. Yeah, I mean it's if you could name, someone you would want to be in that show, they are either in it or will be in it in the future probably. Um but there's a lot of, there's some mystery going on surrounding Omni-Man, J.K. Simmons' character. You'll see what I mean after the first
Is it like a
episode.
comedy? Like, is it funny?
It is, but it's more like a not like a superhero drama, but it's like I don't know. I don't. You just have to watch it. I can't. I don't want to say too much because there's a lot of like mysteries they uncover and stuff like that, and it's basically like any other animated superhero show, except there's like a lot of different stuff that most of these animated superhero shows don't have.
I hear
So
it's more violent, which I
yes, very violent. Yeah, it's good. It's just so good. You have to watch it.
I will see my issue, and I imagine Invincible probably goes past this. But I said this in the last podcast. My issue when a lot of like superhero fiction tries to be like, okay, well, this is going to be a serious movie. We talk about serious subjects. So it's very hard to do that sincerely.
That's why you'll like this one. That's why I'm
Like,
recommending it so much because it's
the
not
only
like
one
that.
the only one I've seen to do it well is probably like Watchmen.
Okay.
I think
I
Alan Moore himself said it. Like, he wrote the Killing Joke, and he was like, Batman and Joker aren't real people, and there's no real people who are like either of those two. And so,
sure.
which is the thing, and a lot of like MCU movies kind of fall into this trap where it's like, it's hard for me to engage with them on a serious emotional level because they don't exist on that level. They're not. These aren't issues that people really fall into, and sometimes they try to make it kind of like a metaphor, but it's never a really great metaphor. They never really carry it out to its like logical extension. Again, Watchmen did it great. They made it like a
Hmm.
metaphor for the military industrial complex and capitalism and stuff, which
Yeah.
works fine. Those things exist in the real world, but it's like, so we said last time, like that whole relocation thing, like after the world disappeared, like that hasn't happened in the real world.
Sure.
And it's hard for me to feel any kind of emotional weight to that because it hasn't happened.
Okay. All I will say is I think you will like this one. I just you can choose not to watch it. I know you have recommended stuff to me, and I'm probably the worst at not watching things recommended to me.
No, I'm
But
very good at this. I'll watch it. I'll watch
okay,
Invincible.
let our faithful listeners know
I
if I
will.
was right, which I think I will be.
I'll dislike it just to spite you.
Yeah, you'll like it, but you won't admit it. Um, I want to talk about something real quick. I'm a fan of the Percy Jackson books. I don't know if anyone will see this, but I just want to put out there that I'm gonna audition for Percy Jackson on Disney Plus. So, uh, you know, people who are listening to this, just be just be happy that you knew who I was before I was Percy Jackson. That's all I'm gonna say.
I
Um,
think you could be a great Percy Jackson. You're young enough.
yeah, I have to play 12 years old, so we'll see.
Is Percy Jackson supposed to be 12?
Yeah,
In
12
the
to
movie, he's like 16. He's like 18.
no, he's 12 in the first one.
He's supposed to be 12 in that movie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like teenager kind of. It doesn't have to be like 12. Like there are 12-year-olds. Like my little brother's 12, and there's some kids at his age who are like almost 6 feet, and then there's some kids who just are not. So I don't know if they're looking what kind of person they're looking for, but
See, that's the thing. I feel like in movies about teens, there are either like A, teens who look like college students,
yeah,
B, teens that like look like
They shouldn't be teens.
or who are like that show like the Goldbergs, who look like the main
Uh,
character in the Goldbergs. They could do either of those ways.
Right.
I don't know enough about Percy Jackson to know what tone they're gonna try to go for,
Hmm.
but I
Yeah.
I I read the first book when I was a kid, and I quickly lost interest after that one. I'm sorry, Rick Riordan.
I
I
love
did
Rick
think the first
Riordan.
one was really good, but I did not have a very good attention span for these things. I also read the first Harry Potter book, and then I never read past the first half of the second.
Uh-huh.
Same thing with the
Yeah.
Hunger Games. I just don't. I guess I don't finish series that I
I
started.
watched the I read the Hunger Games. I haven't watched all the movies though.
I saw all the Hunger Games films.
Okay. Thoughts?
They kind of fall off.
Okay.
Sometimes it's
I've
pretty
seen the first one.
as taken as a whole. The series is intermittently interesting. There will be some cool, fun things, but a lot of these movies are just like really long, and they're padded with like a lot of boring stuff that I can't
Mm,
imagine anyone cares about.
sure.
But sometimes it'll be cool. It's like, oh, this dude got brainwashed, or oh, Donald Sutherland's about to die, or that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then like, I feel like a lot of it is just like running through like, oh, it's underground. We're running through the catacombs.
Hmm. I
It's like
love
a,
catacombs. Sorry if that was loud.
it's one of the greatest words.
It is.
But I feel like so much of those movies are just such like long scenes of really meaningless dialogue that I think you could cut out.
Yeah.
They're always way longer than I think they should be.
Yeah. Well, I've got a Harry Potter poster right here, so I'm a fan
That's for the play.
of what? No, I have a Harry.
Oh,
You see that?
wow, we're getting a tour of
We're
the
getting a tour. That's all you get to see, though.
young family room.
Right. This is
Young
just my room, though.
oh, of the young recording manse.
Yes.
I
It's
like
nice.
name
It's nice
man.
and blue in here. Just like my soul. Um.
Why
So.
is your soul blue, Declan?
um. I. Hey, I'm gonna watch the crap out of this Percy Jackson series, whether I'm in it or not. So how about that? Something I did not watch the crap out of. Did you have something to say?
I was saying, are they going to do? Is it going to be all the books or just like the first one?
They hope to do a season per book on Disney Plus.
Um,
Yeah, so I think they'll be able to do it. There's enough popularity and want around it.
Everyone on Twitter who claims to be a former gifted child is absolutely thrilled at this news.
Hmm. Yeah. Something I did not watch the crap out of was the Oscars, but do you want to talk about them for a little bit?
I also didn't watch the Oscars because we here at Save Entertainment aren't lame,
No.
nor are we sheep, and
Mhm.
we. I dig my heels into the ground.
Yeah.
I will never watch an awards show.
Yeah.
I haven't. I mean, I watched the Oscars the year before the year with the La La Land Moonlight mess up.
Yeah. Right.
I remember because that happened, and I was like, "Oh man, I missed it." That sounds
Yeah.
like even funny to watch.
Sometimes I like the Tony Awards though, back when they actually happened because they do the performances with them.
Yeah, because then it's like, oh, I get to see like the best part of the play.
Right. And that's always fun. Grammys never I don't think I've ever
Never watched the
watched
Grammys.
the
No,
Grammys.
I
Emmys
don't
never
listen to
watched.
enough music or watch enough TV to make either of those award
I
shows
know.
worth watching.
Yeah, half the people that perform, I don't listen to their music. But the Oscars, I haven't really seen any of the movies that won or the actors that won.
I
So
saw
I just wish Palm Springs was nominated.
I saw Promising Young Woman,
Yeah.
best original screenplay. The screenplay was good. A lot of these movies, I question if they would have won Oscars any other year.
Right. That's yeah.
I have, after having seen Promising Young Woman, I have serious doubts that, I mean, it wasn't a bad film. I think it was pretty. It was pretty funny at times,
Yeah.
and has a nice little twist ending, which is pretty funny. Not funny.
I
It
might
was
watch. I
pretty,
might
like,
check that one out.
it's short, so you can.
Okay.
It won't. If you don't like it, I think you'll be able to tell how you've. Well, actually, no, because I started that movie thinking that it wasn't great. I kind of like wasn't very into it,
Yeah.
and eventually there's like a
You stuck
twist.
with it.
Yes, yes, there is a twist which I won't reveal,
Okay. I
but there
love a
is
good
a
twist.
twist that made me go, oh, now this is interesting. Now, oh, this is pretty clever.
Was it a
And then there's
promising
another
twist?
twist. It's a promising young twist.
Okay.
But that's one of those movies where it's like a lot of these films seemed like they wouldn't like I don't know if Mank would be all over the Oscars.
Did you watch that one?
I did watch it.
Okay.
Once again, a good movie, or at least not like a bad movie. I think that Mank was probably the movie I liked the most of the ones I'd seen.
Okay. Yeah, I
I saw people
genuinely.
being like, people were upset that it won Best Cinematography, and it's like, well, what else would have won?
Yeah.
The movie had good cinematography.
Yeah. There's some awards or categories of awards that are just like toss ups. I don't know. Like,
There's some where it's like best sound mixing, where I'm like, well,
yeah. I
I
don't even know what that means.
yeah, I don't know enough about sound to be able to definitively say if it's good or bad.
Yeah. I always love like the best soundtrack awards and stuff like that
Yeah,
because
best like
there's
score or whatever.
yeah. Because I like listening to movie soundtracks a bunch. Um
I think
but
the last good win for that was the score. The score for Grand Budapest Hotel won that, which was a very deserved win.
okay.
But since then, I cannot think of another one
I think Joker won for best score. I oddly remember watching when like Joaquin Phoenix won and stuff like that. Speaking of Joaquin Phoenix, he came out to give the Best Actor award out, or maybe he gave out Best Actor. No, he gave out Best Actor. I mean, I caught the end of the Oscars. I didn't watch most of it, but what a weird ending.
Yeah, because they like changed the order of them, right? So the best
Yeah,
actor was at the end.
yeah, because they put Best Actor at the end, and they gave I didn't see the in memoriam, but apparently they gave like a more drawn out tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And I think that was largely part of the reason they put Best Actor at the end, because if you knew Anthony Hopkins was winning, you'd probably put Best Picture at the end. So yeah, I mean, they couldn't get out of there any faster.
Yeah, I didn't see the movie. Oh wait, yeah, I didn't see the movie that Chadwick Boseman was nominated for.
Hmm.
So I can't really say.
Yeah, I'm sure they were both deserving. I don't really have a horse in that race, but
I did not see Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I started it,
hmm.
and what I saw, it was pretty good.
Okay,
Finish it, but it's I I didn't see The Father either, so I can't
yeah,
say if Anthony Hopkins was better. Um, so in terms of who deserved it, I can't really say.
sure.
It seems weird to restructure it if not for that purpose.
Yeah, I mean, Oscars, I think, like, especially with individual performances, it's always so hard to compare. It's all subjective. Um, I'm sure everyone that was nominated was deserving. But once again, we're going to show up to the Oscars one year in t shirts and shorts, and everyone,
To do that.
will be laughing. You know what I'm gonna wear? I'm gonna wear. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but I'm gonna wear one of those shirts that have like printed on the
Yeah,
image
the
of a
tuxedo.
tuxedo.
Yeah.
That's what we should wear when we go.
No one will even tell the difference.
But if we wear that, do we then wear like suit pants or like act like we're wearing a suit, but we're not
No, we need to
really?
wear like cargo shorts
And
underneath.
like Vans and
Yeah.
sunglasses. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
think
alright with that.
that'll be that'll be good for the Oscars.
I know they need
Typical
headlines
that
like
these
that.
aren't real.
I
See,
mean,
that's the thing. People were, and again, because of the way they did it, I would say rightfully, people were upset, I guess, about the bait and switch that they felt that um Chadwick Boseman didn't win. But also, I mean, Anthony Hopkins, he's a great actor,
yeah.
of course. And more importantly, the Oscars aren't real. They're not real.
Yeah.
Like, I bet Chadwick Boseman did have the best performance of them all. And
Awards
so I
for
will,
movies.
huh?
Awards for movies. People think they're real.
Yeah. No, the BAFTA awards, of course, that's the one that I'm excited for.
Yeah. What?
The
What?
Oscars are the only ones that anyone even watches. And those are the fakest of them all.
Right. Um,
Golden Globes, BAFTA, whatever, they're all fake.
I I forget. Oh, I was just gonna rant more about how the Oscars aren't real. Like especially with guys, like no one changes up their look ever. It's all like black tie, white shirt, and then it's like once in a while everyone wears like a white jacket or something, and it's like your prom or whatever. It's like, oh,
Like, oh,
someone made a bold choice, but it's like switch it up a little bit. I think obviously the black suit, white shirt is a good look, but once everyone does it, stand out a little bit.
I'm not a big, I'm not very knowledgeable about fashion taste and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I can't really tell. Every time I see, oh, the guy's wearing a white suit, and people will be like, hey, he's wearing a white suit. And it never became a thing to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I don't know. It's just weird. The
Are you
Oscars
toying
aren't
with
real.
Batman right now?
What?
So are you toying with Batman at the moment?
Yeah. I'm pulling off his helmet. He has an angry face.
Oh, wait, pull it off. Show the loving audience.
Well, so see this white like band he has around his head. That's so when you put his helmet on, his eyes are not there.
That's why Batman is so angry all the time because he's born with that hideous deformity on top of his head.
Right. um, what else is there to talk about? Good question. Let's see. I wanted to talk about the Saw. Is it like a sequel? Is it what is it?
Yeah, like Saw 9.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's Samuel L. Jackson and Chris Rock.
yeah. So
Now,
I have not seen every Saw. I have only seen Saw 1, Saw 2. I saw the most recent one, Jigsaw.
hmm
And
I think it's one of those like
let me see. So this is Spiral from
like
the
a
Book of
sequel to
Saw,
that.
starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
hmm
I guess this is a spinoff, or I don't know. I guess I wouldn't want to spoil myself. I don't know if Jigsaw is going to make an appearance again in this.
hmm
Are you? I know you're not big on horror. Are you a fan of the Saw films at
Well,
all?
that's why I wanted to talk about it. I haven't seen any of them. But I'm not a horror guy. But if I were to watch a horror movie, I think this is my kind of horror movie. I love Chris Rock. I love Samuel L. Jackson. I think chaos ensues. And
Scene. This film looks more. All of the Saw movies, well, the first two Saw movies that I've seen
mhm,
are half horror, half like police procedural.
mm,
And this movie, from what I've seen, seems like it's leaning more on the side of noir, police procedural, David Fincher style. Like, it's two cops. They got to find this murderer. He's
yeah.
killing people. He's putting them in traps. Oh boy.
Do you think they both die in this one?
Definitely.
Yeah,
I think
I hope
Samuel L. Jackson dies and Chris Rock avenges him.
that would be cool.
That's
Um,
that's my forecast.
yeah, I just saw like a clip for it on Twitter. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about it because
Or maybe one of them's in on it.
yeah,
Maybe
that'd
one
be
of them's
fun.
like the plant, and they like he's like the mole, and
Hmm.
they're trying to like edge Chris Rock or Samuel L. Jackson closer and closer.
Sure.
Well, he gets trapped. He gets sawed.
Hmm. So yeah, I think I might watch that. I don't know when it comes out, but let's see what else. I'm scrolling on Discussing Films Twitter. Shout out to Discussing Film because that's where I get all our topics. Thank you. We would be nothing without you. Um, do you want to talk about kill some time?
We could talk about the fall from grace of Orson. Speaking of Mink, of Orson Welles' classic 1941 film Citizen Kane,
Hmm.
which has dropped down to a 99%
Right, right.
those.
Oh, I found the next thing I want to talk about after this, so we're good. Go ahead.
So they unearthed an old negative review of Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
That's weird. I read the review, and it's not even that negative. The review is
No.
basically like, well, yeah, the movie's genius, and yeah, it's very, new and very innovative and very different, but it's not so simple. And like it said something like it sacrifices simplicity for the sake of like eccentricity, which like yeah, I mean it's what you do when you're making a movie.
Right. How old was the review?
It was a contemporary review from 1941.
How'd they find it?
It's the looking through old newspapers, I guess.
Huh. Well, people should do that more often.
But they found that now it's down to a 99% on Rotten
Right.
Tomatoes. So other films such as Paddington 2, Multiple Maniacs,
Hmm.
The Terminator.
Hmm.
These are all films. These and more are films that have higher ratings than Citizen Kane.
Wow. I've never seen Citizen Kane or either of the Paddington movies.
Have you seen The Terminator?
No, I actually have. There's so many movies I haven't seen. And I apologize everyone that I let you down. But are you a Paddington stan? That's my question.
I've also seen neither. I mean, I've seen Citizen Kane.
Okay.
I haven't seen Paddington. I'm gonna wager Citizen Kane is a better film, but who can be sure?
Do you really think Citizen Kane is all that in a bag of chips?
It's one of those movies. Like I remember, I felt this when I was watching like Back to the Future for the first time since I was like a child.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Wow, this movie's really good and really fun. I
Yeah.
wish I want to tell people about this movie." And then I remembered, oh right, it's Back to the Future. Literally everyone knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a similar thing with Citizen Kane. It's like you watch it and you're like, this is a really great film.
Yeah, there's
Everything to say about it has been said, and now there's really nothing. There's very little I can say about what this movie does and says that hasn't been said by someone who's way smarter than I am.
there's something for seeing a movie that like literally everyone knows about and probably loves as compared to a movie that isn't so popular. I think I wouldn't say it messes with you mentally when you're watching it, but maybe it like heightens your expectations and you look for flaws or something like that.
I feel like not liking Citizen Kane is one of those things where it's like people who loudly dislike the Beatles, you know?
Sure. I mean, the Beatles are
Like
great.
who are you impressing?
Yeah. I mean, they ranged in so many different like styles and like they've made every kind of song you could ever make, and except like a cover of Vanilla Ice, and
Yeah, they haven't made a hip hop song, I guess.
but even at that, it's like there's something for everyone, you
It
know?
seems like you may people say you don't like the Beatles, but there's a Beatles song you like. Definitely.
Yeah,
There's one. They've made 10 years of music. There's one song that at least you enjoy. And with
top.
Citizen Kane, a lot of people, I think it's one of those, it falls into that trap of it's old and it's in black and white. And people think,
Sure.
oh, it's going to be stuffy and boring. But it's, I'm pretty sure it's under 2 hours long. I think it's like only an hour 40. And it moves very quickly.
Okay.
It's kind of like, it's got a lot of humor to it.
Hmm.
It's got a musical number.
Wow, did not know that.
Yeah. So recommendations, Citizen. It's an
What
hour 59, so it is short of 2 hours.
what's the plot of it? I've never like I genuinely know nothing about it. I'll probably watch it someday.
So it's based on uh, not technically like it's not, but it's based on real life newspaper magnate William Randolph Hearst.
Okay.
It's about this guy named Charles Foster Kane, who's like
Citizen?
he is a citizen of the United States. Like he was born to like a poor family, and then like a banker. It basically tells his whole life story. Like he was born to a poor family,
Okay.
then some bankers adopt him, and he basically becomes like rich. He buys out a newspaper. He gets involved into politics. He becomes old and depressed, and we see him at the beginning when he's like old and depressed and drunk, and he dies. And then people are just kind of like figuring out what was his life, what was this newspaper magnate, failed presidential candidate,
Yeah.
rich guy's life.
Huh.
It's very good,
Okay.
surprisingly prescient. It holds up. You really see it today. Every single, billionaire who gets bored and decides to run for office, you see it in all of theirs too.
Mhm. And then
Also, it's one of the
comes
most
the Joker.
parodied movies of all time. So if you watch it, you'll suddenly a lot of jokes from other movies start making sense.
Okay. That's always good when you finally start understanding some references.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the sequel to Citizen Kane is Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix.
It's Citizen Kane-er. Citizen Kane 2, Kane Harder,
Okay. The Kane and the Furious.
starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Okay. Okay, this is what I wanted to have some discourse on. I had mentioned to you before we recorded my excitement for Bo Burnham producing and having a new comedy special on Netflix. He didn't say when, but he completely shot it. He did everything himself, pretty much. I'm one of the biggest fans, probably. Well, probably not, because obviously a lot of people love Bo Burnham. But I love his special on
It's a
Netflix.
very risky claim you're making.
I know, yeah. I legitimately was shocked. Like Bo Burnham announced his new special and how much popularity it had. I knew a lot of people liked him, but I didn't know it was that crazy, like that amount and that amount of craziness surrounding him too. But I think it's allowed because I'm a big fan of Make Happy, his special on Netflix that you can watch if you haven't. Um, I forget what the other one's called. I think it might just be called like Bo. But I think that's on Netflix too. And I've watched some of that, but it's very good. It's a different style of, I guess, stand-up comedy. He includes music.
Things as songs.
Evan is notedly sour on Bo Burnham though.
I'm not sour on him.
It's
I
you
like.
can be sour if you want.
Well, I saw the movie he made, Eighth Grade. I didn't think it was that.
Yeah, I've wanted to watch that one.
I thought the movie was pretty good. It was just funny, and I think he's good in Promising Young Woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good performance that he gives in that. I'm just I could never. I mean, I could when I was in like middle school. Like I when I was in middle school, I loved Bo Burnham,
Yeah.
but around like I don't know. I tried to watch his specials again recently, and I just could not.
Really.
I just didn't find it funny at all.
Hmm. I think there is something to being exposed to like a new style of comedy when you're younger that you're like, what is this? Like this is awesome. And I bet it is true that it doesn't hold up as much if you watch it when you're either a bit older or
Well,
years removed
not
from
the
seeing it.
first comedian to go up and like just sing some songs.
Right.
Steve
Yeah.
Martin did that and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think he like absolutely sticks to that and like that's his thing. Like how
Yeah.
uh I don't know. Like a lot of comedians have their thing. I'm blanking on some right now, but uh, uh, but yeah, like James Corden, his thing is he's not funny.
His thing is he's British and he's loud. Isn't that hilarious? He's really loud.
He's so loud. Um, who
No.
else? What other comedians have things?
Um, there's Bo Burnham. He sings songs,
Yeah. Well, I was thinking the Lonely Island are similar to
but they also sing songs.
yeah. Speaking of, I spent $80 on the Lonely Islands shop the other night. It's coming May 4th on Star Wars Day. Maybe I'll drop my haul on Twitter. I got two things, two very important items. But I'm very excited if they come in on Wednesday. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of both of these things.
I think you might actually be the number one Lonely Island fan on Earth. You might.
You think so?
I really am unfamiliar with their work outside of SNL and
Okay.
the movie.
Um. Yeah. I love Andy Samberg. He's the best. And yeah, I like them all.
If you like Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping, you should watch This Is Spinal Tap.
Okay.
It's like the same concept, but it was
Huh.
made in the 80s, and it's about like this fake. Actually, I think they are. I think they have recorded a few songs, but
Okay.
they're about. It's about this metal band called Spinal Tap.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a mockumentary as
Hmm.
well. It's a funny movie.
Have you ever seen Hot Rod?
I have.
Hot Rod's good. I think Pop Star's better though.
I'm trying to think. I think Hot Rod might. Oh wait, I'm thinking of Hot Shots. Never mind.
Okay.
I have not seen Hot Rod.
Hot Rod is another Lonely Island movie. But Andy Samberg is he's like a daredevil. What's the name of the guy that was like a big daredevil? He has like a
Evil
famous name.
Knievel.
Yes, Evil Knievel. He like is inspired by him, and I'm trying to think. Bill Hader's in it a bunch. Isla Fisher. I saw it like a year ago, but very very good, very funny. I like Popstar more though. Anything else you want to cover? Anything you watched this week? It's just anything at all? Did you experience a life changing moment this week or not?
Well, following in Declan's footsteps, as I often do, I had a birthday recently.
Right. Yes, I should have mentioned. Everyone wish Mr. Evan a happy birthday in the comments. Happy late birthday.
Now we're both at a level playing field. For a moment, you had the edge on me.
I
You
did. I was
you
the
being
elder.
19 and I being 18.
Yeah. How's it feel to be a year into adulthood?
Well, my first year of
Air
being,
quotes.
I've been doing so much adult stuff.
Yeah.
Been been eating a lot of food,
Mm-hmm.
drinking a lot of
Same.
water, as you know adults do.
Yeah. So we're hashtag adulting. Everyone's favorite hashtag. Never got that. Never got why people went crazy for that.
Yeah, for adulting, and it'll be just things like doing your own
Yeah.
laundry. Hey,
I have
guys,
to
I'm
eat.
adulting right now.
I have to make my own breakfast in the microwave this morning. Hashtag adulting.
Yeah, it's like pictures of them like shopping for pancake batter. Like,
Yeah.
I'm adulting.
Oh, have to replace the paper towels.
And that's the thing. People are like, oh, yeah, this is a new generation who has to deal with adulting. It's like everyone has had to do that
Everyone's
before.
grown up at some point or another. It's
Linear
inevitable.
time has affected every human being.
Yeah. Father time is undefeated. Um, should we cover anything else before we talk about letterbox reviews, which I actually don't have any, so you can go first. But
Okay,
it's
that's
okay. I'm
good.
on the hunt.
Okay. I think I think that's all for entertainment news. So let's head straight into our classic segment where we read letterbox reviews. And remember our slogan: if you're on letterbox, you've already lost.
Hmm.
So fittingly enough for our news today, our first review comes for the film Paddington 2,
Wow.
which says from CTHALL05. This is the better movie, the better 2017 movie in which Sally Field's character shares an emotional underwater moment with a non-human.
Is that right? Not the Oscar winning Shape of Water, right? Is that
Uh,
what that's referencing or no?
I think it was actually referencing 2017's film The Emoji Movie, with
Oh, I'm sorry.
the Sally Fields emoji and the fish emoji,
Is that
come
right?
together, and then we get a 18 with a line through it emoji.
I need to watch the Emoji Movie.
I think
Um
it's required to view.
okay. Here's more required feeling. I have not watched the Mortal Kombat movie because I've heard it's bad and kind of don't want to waste my time, but maybe I'll also watch it. But Lily, who has a Harley Quinn profile picture, so fits right in with the people that hate our show, since all we talk about is Marvel. Says 2 stars. The only video game movie I will accept is an Animal Crossing film in the style of Uncut Gems, where someone is trying to pay off their debt to Tom Nook. And I agree with this. This isn't one of your comedic reviews that you expect when you're here. This is a good recommendation. All the Hollywood producers that listen to us should uh greenlight a script written by anyone about this, maybe from Lily herself. But Animal Crossing is a great game and would probably be a thrilling adaptation as a movie. So there you go.
I cannot support Mortal Kombat because I'm a steadfast believer, the danger of violence in video games. They're really
Right.
destroying America, and this is part of it.
Yeah.
I also don't approve of their alternative spelling. Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
Yeah. Stop trying to be
Okay,
cool.
I actually only real only today did I look at the name Mortal Kombat and realize, hey, wait, that's a real word, combat. It's spelled with a C. This is crazy.
But in a way, I kind of think it's better with a K. So maybe they're right.
Oh, what is this? Shangri-La. We
I'm
can
sorry.
spell words however we want now.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, this review is for the film Music, directed by Sia,
Mm-hmm.
and starring Maddie Ziegler, Ziegler.
Mm-hmm.
The review is given by Vern. He gives the film 1 star and says, "This is a direct violation of the Geneva Convention." Now,
Cool. I don't understand that joke. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be honest.
It was like the UN got together and like made a series of like rules for like war, where
Hmm.
it's like you can't do like you can't torture people, and like you can't um stuff like that. Like you can't torture people, you can't like torture the wounded or whatever.
Hmm.
Basically, he's saying the movie is inhumane.
Okay.
Is the,
Probably fair.
I
I'm
did
sorry, I'm a numbskull.
I have not seen music, but I will say I did see one scene of that film in a bowling alley, and it reminded me of a Target commercial. So
Okay.
if you enjoy the commercials of Target,
I do.
go
Thank you
watch
very
them.
much. So yeah. And here, oh my God, I just lost it. No, I didn't. Okay, I thought I did. I frantically searched reviews for the Transformer movies because I know people don't like them a lot. And this is one for the most recent one, I think, if you exclude Bumblebee, starring a friend of the show, Haley Steinfeld. Um, and this is Transformers: The Last Night. And Josh Lewis gives it 3 stars. And he says, too much of Mark Wahlberg as the American working class king, Arthur. Not enough Not enough Transformers killing Nazis and appearing in Renaissance paintings. Still kind of baffles me that one of our most ambitious visual craftsmen alive, sequencing beautifully rendered, complex movements and layers in perfect rhythmic unison, has the intellectual capacity of a third grader. Now, he's of course talking about Sir Anthony Hopkins, who is in this movie, not Michael Bay, um, who likes to explode things. I've never seen a Transformers movie.
Really,
Yeah, now that I think of it, I don't think I have.
I think I've seen. My family took me to see the first four growing up,
Okay,
and I fell asleep throughout all of them.
that's a good sign.
There, after a certain while, explosions stopped being fun to me.
Um, I actually take this back. I've seen Bumblebee 10 times, and Haley Steinfeld should have won the Oscar. That's what I will say.
Hmm.
There's our Oscars coverage and Transformers coverage. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I just think it was a great performance.
Okay,
I've never seen it. I'm sorry,
you
I
didn't?
lied.
Did you not see it?
No, I've never seen it.
I saw Bumblebee actually.
Did you like it?
Yeah. So Haley, if you're listening,
Hmm.
I'm actually the bigger fan of your work.
No, no, that's not. I'm anticipating Hawkeye more than Evan is. So,
Oh
and I
yes,
love The Edge of 17. So,
you're allowed to have the Hawkeye one.
yeah, I think I win. Um, I I think that's all the time we have. I'm not sure how much time we really get on these things, but I think I'm being told we're running out of it nonetheless. So if you
The manager of Save Entertainment
yes, our managers,
yelling at our recording studio
yeah,
frantically,
he's frantically waving at me
foaming at the mouth.
through my window. Now he's telling me to stop talking about him. He doesn't.
Very sensitive.
He's a little shy. Oh, here he is. He's making a cameo. It was Mace Windu the whole time. Can you believe it?
Pre-demonstration Mace Windu.
Um,
ASMR
well,
podcast.
yes. I'm sorry for shattering your ears with Mace Windu. But if you enjoyed this episode, tell everyone you know. Don't leave a single person out of being alerted how good this show is, how much you appreciate us, and how much you're anticipating our episode next week, where we will scramble to find another Marvel property to cover. Isn't that right?
Exactly. Remember our motto. You tell 5 of your friends. They each tell one friend, and then they each tell one friend and one friend and one friend, thereby creating what I refer to as a rectangle scheme.
Yeah, and who is the last person that is this rectangle is all leading to?
Uh, Ex-President Barack Obama, of course.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Soon will be the day where we are invited on Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen's podcast.
Oh yeah, maybe our film will be picked up by Barack Obama's production company.
Yeah. And then we'll be on like his list that he puts up at the end of the year every time, like my favorite songs of 2021, and it'll be like my
We'll be
favorite
taken off.
podcast of 2021, and it'll just be us.
We'll be taken off the list of enemy combatants in the drone strikes, and will be put
Yeah.
on the list of projects to greenlight.
I find it crazy to believe that he like churns out those lists every year. Like he must watch a lot of stuff and listen to a lot of stuff. I almost find it hard to believe that that he does it all, and I think he's just doing it for the clout because he's never been well known.
He's got a lot of free time.
Yeah,
He
probably.
doesn't have a job.
Right. He's out of it. Okay, so Barack, thank you for listening. Leave a like, share, whatever. We'll see everyone next week. Probably. I can't see the future, but I think we will. So goodbye, everyone.